3, 2,
What?
1. Hi everybody, and welcome to our museum STEAM team for the month. As you saw in our beautiful little intro, today we're gonna blow up some stuff. But you know, we have a reason for this. And of course, we're gonna tie it back to our aircraft and our collection here at the museum. So today we are talking about landing gear. And you might be thinking to yourself, Raylan, what does landing gear have to do with dropping eggs? Well, we're gonna tell you. This landing gear behind me is some of the biggest landing gear in the world and in the US Air Force. This landing gear works with a plane called the C-5 Super Galaxy. That plane is such a big aircraft. It has 4 engines, 4 turbofan engines,
Wow.
and each one of those engines weighs about 10,000 pounds.
Holy cow, that's huge.
That's huge. And not only does each engine weigh 10,000 pounds, but it produces 50,000 pounds of thrust.
Whoa, like each engine.
Each engine, 50,000 pounds of thrust. So, you know, this aircraft, the C-5, is giant, right? Needs a lot to support it. So we're here to talk about landing gear and how landing gear supports a plane.
Ooh, okay. Landing gear, as we know it, and for any aircraft, no matter what kind, it has to be able to provide a suspension system for the aircraft, not just when it lands, but also when it's taxiing around the air park, during takeoff, and especially, obviously, when it's landing.
Okay.
So when it does that, it has to be able to be, it has to not be very big in comparison to the aircraft, and it has to be pretty light in comparison to the aircraft, because it actually gets stowed underneath inside of the aircraft before you land or after you take off, right?
This giant hunk of metal fits inside the airplane.
Yeah, you can actually see videos of this coming out, extending from the airplane and turning so that you can see it getting ready to be used taxiing in the air park.
That's so cool.
It is so cool. And not only that, but when the aircraft lands, as Raylan mentioned, the C-5, each one of those engines produces a thrust of 50,000 pounds, right? So as it's doing that, it has to be able to handle that weight when it touches the ground and help that aircraft to brake, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be able to do a whole lot. Turns out also, here at Hill Air Force Base, landing gear, designing, engineering, and even repairing some landing gear is our specialty here at the base. So we know it's not only important to pretty much everything, anytime you get on a plane, be thankful that we have landing gear engineers and for the things that they do. Okay, we're gonna take a really brief interlude from our video to snag in one of our engineers from the base, Andrew Clark. So Andrew, what can you tell us about these landing gear that we're looking at?
Well, so right here, one that we work on right at Hill Air Force Base is the C-5 landing gear, which is this one. This is probably one of the biggest landing gear in the Air Force. And it is one of the largest assemblies in terms of part count that we manage here at Hill Air Force Base.
Really? Now, I have another question for you. If you guys have to test out your landing gear to make sure that it works, right?
Yes.
How do you do that?
There's a couple different ways. A new landing gear system will, they need to make sure that it can withstand the loads of a landing and ground maneuvering. And so there's a number of tests they'll do. One of the tests they'll do is they'll do a load frame drop test where they simulate the landing gear landing, and they put it in a large frame that's usually 50 to 100 feet tall and accelerate it to the ground and measure the loads. The other thing that they will do is they will do static tests where they apply loads directly to the landing gear to simulate the limit and ultimate design loads of the system to see if it will break if you push it to the limit.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, all right. So what does that show us about the importance of landing gear? Why is this stuff so important to the aircraft?
Well, the landing gear is what makes the airplane reusable. If you didn't have a landing gear, you couldn't reuse the airplane. And kind of like spacecraft, it gets really expensive when you can only use the airplane or spacecraft one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to break this landing gear concept into a little bit simpler terms, so we can think about it at home, since we don't normally deal with landing gear on a regular basis, let's think about it like an egg. Okay, that egg is our aircraft and everything inside it. Every time that aircraft or egg lands, we have to ensure that that aircraft is safe, or that egg. Some of these airplanes, again, like we said, carry thousands and thousands of pounds of cargo, let alone how heavy the actual airplane is. So again, that landing gear is essential for making sure that that plane can slow down enough to be safe when it lands.
Absolutely. Not to mention the speed of the aircraft. I think in order to land, they're going about 150 miles an hour. So they're going so fast, right? That's way faster than most of our cars go.
Yeah.
Right? Well, so like Raylyn said with the eggs, we're going to take this and simplify it down a little bit, because Raylyn and I, we're not landing gear engineers. We just love doing experiments and teaching and talking about STEM. So we've done this a little simplified, but we've created our own egg drop tests. And we're going to take our eggs, and we've designed several different ways to drop this or launch these egg drop tests. And we're going to see if we can preserve our eggs. But
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. But first we need to go outside.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, we made it outside.
Woo, in the snow.
It is very cold, but as you can see with our egg drop tests, we cannot necessarily drop these inside. We don't want to make a mess. We don't want to hurt any of the aircraft.
Yeah, that's a bad day.
Yeah, so we had a couple of our museum friends. A shout out to Natalie and Brent, our Saturday employees. They helped us put these together. And you can see they've got their own little sets of nose art right here, and Brent even made one with the shark on it. So we've got some nose art on our egg drop tests. And we've got a couple of different things that we've done in order to create these egg drop tests. We're trying, and remember, our goal is to not let the egg break, right? Because we want to make, a fake sort of pretend landing gear, something that would be effective, taking all of that pressure that gravity is providing for us as it drops to the ground.
Plus, these eggs are my lunch today, so.
Oh, yeah, okay. Raylyn's gonna, if they survive, I will scramble you these eggs.
Yes, okay, cool.
I will scramble you these eggs.
Awesome. I don't have to make lunch.
Yes. So we've made a couple of varying different kinds of egg drop tests. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller. And we used a combination of bubble wrap and biodegradable packing peanuts inside along with the eggs.
Nice. Okay.
So on some of this one, I think this one, for example, on the interior is wrapped around with bubble wrap, and then inside of that there's a layer of packing peanuts, and then the egg is in the center.
Double protection.
So double protection.
Nice.
Yes. Some of them we decided to layer. We went a layer of bubble wrap, a layer of packing peanuts, a layer of bubble wrap, egg, packing peanuts, and then layer of bubble wrap. And then these ones right here, these ones are special. So these ones have this little end right here. And for those of you who have ever taken our rockets lesson or have ever launched a rocket with us, we have put our little rocket launcher things inside of here. We're hoping that we'll be able to launch these off with our air compressor rocket launcher.
Yep.
Now these ones, Raylyn, do you want to tell them what we're going to do with these?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. These ones, we're gonna drop off a very high height, and we're gonna see if they survive and I get to eat lunch or not. So these ones, air compressor. These ones, JLG. We'll see which method is more effective at not breaking the egg and which materials work the best. So let's get to dropping these. Okay, you ready?
Raylyn's over here ready to launch.
You ready?
Yes. All right, should we do a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Let's go see if the egg is okay.
That's fine.
Shot a bullet.
So, guys, our egg clearly did not survive that test, but that's the beauty of it. It's a fun experiment. You can figure out a way to launch it. But Brandon here, he's, worked on jets before, and he's going to explain to us what he thinks went wrong.
Well, as you saw, the thrust portion that was on the tube went straight through the tube. Most jet engines to aircraft have thrust mounts. Keep the engine in place, push the airplane, what have you. There was nothing contacting the tube, so essentially we pushed the motor right through the aircraft.
Okay, we've got Elizabeth.
Yes, so we've got our beautiful little shark egg drop launch rocket thing, and we're really excited. All right, I'm gonna take a couple steps back for safety purposes, and I'm gonna press the button. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm scared. Okay, so we launched, and I think Brandon was right. I think we didn't put enough of a cap on these. The beauty of it doing experiments. However, our egg did survive. Raylan will be eating some scrambled eggs for lunch today, at least one, but maybe we can give her more of a meal and get her a few more. Does that sound good, Raylan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go up in the JLG. I've got my harness on, and Brandon is going to lift me up very high. I'm gonna drop this from a very high height, and I know this is a smaller one. This is my personal one that I was really proud of. I named it the Flashbang. It's got a bunch of fireworks on it, and I'm really hoping that my egg will survive this test. Obviously we want to make Raylan have a lunch, but mostly I just really want my Flashbang to survive. All right, should we see what happens? Okay. Okay, I'm about 25 to 30 feet high, and I can see the top of the roof of the museum. We've even got a weather station up here, so I can see our weather station, and I'm going to drop my egg drop test from all the way up here, and we'll see if it survives, and then I'm really, really excited to come down. Okay, ready guys? Okay, all right. That didn't sound good. All right, Brandon, bring me down.
We're good.
All right, I've got my egg drop test here. I have dropped it from a high height, and my hands are frozen, so we'll see if I can pull this off. And we're gonna see if it survived. Oh no, I can see moisture. I don't think it survived. I don't think it did. Wait, oh, that might be from the outside, the outdoors. All right, all right. Oh, the egg survived! I'm so happy. All right, Raylan, you gotta
take it out. You gotta take it out.
Okay. All right. The egg survived. And smooth. It worked. There we go. All right. All right. It's your turn, Raylan.
Yes. Okay, hi guys. I'm as high as Elizabeth was, so about 25, 30 feet. Super, super fun. And I'm gonna drop this egg, and I'm just gonna drop it out far, just to keep our experiment even. This one is a little bit bigger than Elizabeth, so we'll see if that makes a difference. Ready, set, go. I'm not gonna watch it fall. Okay, so I'm gonna try and open this now that my feet are back on solid ground, even though it feels like I'm gonna fall over. I gotta open this up. Whew. Okay. Oh, I should probably not do that and break my egg if it's not broken. Separated my tube. Whew. Oh, there's my egg. Okay. Oh, guys, it's okay. My egg survived. It's so cute. My egg survived. I have lunch. Okay, well, thanks guys for joining us for this episode of Museum STEAM Team, where, you know, we talked a little bit about landing gear, we talked about eggs, we talked about dropping eggs and how to protect them, and how we are like eggs in airplanes with landing gear.
Yes, so if you want to, when you're at home, please feel free to create your own egg drop test. Test it out. If you can launch it like better than we did from our air compressor, please send us some videos and show us what we did wrong. And, you know, maybe if you designed these pretty well, maybe you should become a landing gear engineer. Think about it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.